that was the gist of it. Uriah got killed by somebody nobody's ever heard of, and things could be better.
Things could be better. He was knocked out by a very plain fighter by the name of Mike Brown, whose nickname is Mike Brown. That is how he was introed. And it was like the most generic fighter you ever saw. But he hit an uppercut at the right time, and he knocked out the champ. So there you go. There is a fight we have not talked about yet.
I know, but I'm reading another. One of our friends is trying to get a job with the LAPD, and I don't read any names, but basically I'll read some of the conversations I'm having right here. They basically asked for if they could use me as, I guess, a reference or whatever you might want to call it, and I said sure. And they responded, "Thanks so much for your help. All I need is your address and phone number." And, of course, I provided that. And now I just got one moments ago that said, "Sorry to bother you again, but I need your middle name. Vince says it's Alki. Ha, ha, ha."
That's what I said. Is that... Now, they called me and said, "I think it's this," because there was a long time when you would not tell me your middle name. You kept it hidden like a state secret, like it was classified info. And then one day you just said it and didn't care.
That's true. It's on my Wikipedia, for Christ's sake.
I told that to him, too. He did not believe that. I did a search for Bryan Alki Alvarez. And,
Alki. Get it straight.
Why is it pronounced Alki?
That's what it is. Don't ask me. You want to call my mom?
Maybe we should.
I've been asking this question for 33 fucking years. All right. Anyway.
But yes, I searched for that, and the Wikipedia page came up, and a few other things that, like Zoom Answers or something like that. There was like an Alaskan. These are the various websites that had Bryan Alki
Zoom
Alvarez.
Answers?
Something like that. Try that. Type it in. See what comes up.
What the fuck is Zoom Answers?
There was like an Alaskan trade journal that had info on you that I cannot fathom why.
There does not appear. Oh, Zoom Answers. I thought you said like Zoo Mansers. I was like, well, of course I'm in some place that has Mansers in it.
Or a zoo.
Wow. Anyway, that's my middle name. Why would Wikipedia be incorrect?
It's never been wrong before. Actually,
I've told this story before, but another friend of mine, I forget how this whole thing started, but they mentioned, "Well, I know your middle name." And I said, "Really? Well, where'd you learn this?" And they said, "Wikipedia." And I said, "Oh, well, how about that?" "Yeah, well, you know, blah, blah, blah." And then they said, "Dixon." And I said, "Excuse me." And they said, "Dixon. No wonder you didn't tell anybody what your middle name was." And I said, "Dixon, you say?" So anyway, somebody had changed my middle name to Dixon, which is, in fact, more embarrassing than Alki. So... Anyway, where the fuck were we? My favorite Wikipedia entry of all time is still the day I went to the King Kong Wikipedia page. King Kong is a real giant ape who has starred as himself in a series of action-adventure films. Can someone make a drop of that so I can just play it repeatedly every time he tells a story? That's seriously the 5,000th time. And it gets better every time. There's got to be... we got to find a better Wikipedia entry for you than that one right there. Anyway, the defining fight on the show was Paulo Filio against Chael Sonnen, which... What can I say? I'd like to see someone shooting in the Royal Rumble. Like Domino. What would happen? I vaguely recall when I very first started, and it's a story Matt Farmer told, which means it was probably complete bullshit, but they used to tell the new guys that Battle Royals were shoots. So the new guys are going stiffing guys and just get their asses kicked in return.
Rey Mysterio versus Miz. The highlight of this match, and I honestly don't think you'll disagree at all, Rey Mysterio had a really cool Batman costume.
Your buddy Jim.
Yeah.
I love Jim. I'm glad Jim showed up, and I don't see enough of Jim. But I'll never forget, obviously.
Oh, no one will.
In high school, Jim would come to school in a full Batman costume.
Well, on Halloween.
Oh, no. I liked it. In my mind, he came every day.
Well, I'm sure in his heart he did.
I guarantee you he came on more than just one day.
And
maybe it was only two. Maybe Christmas as well. He wore like a Santa beard with his Batman
Halloweens,
outfit.
You idiot.
The point is, he always came dressed as Batman.
And this Batman costume,
This was not a cheap Batman
No,
costume.
this is not the kids' vinyl thing where they just paint Batman on there. This is
Bruce Wayne would have said, you spent too much on this costume.
This is a molded rubber Batman costume.
Yeah.
And he wore it to school.
So, ironically, Jim is there when
Made the yearbook, too.
Ray comes out in his Batman outfit. And I turn around and I was like, Jim, check that out. And he just totally no-sold me. He goes, yep. Yes. I was like, don't think I don't remember that, Jim. But yeah, that was great.
So, yeah, the match, it was very average. Miz won.